Jennifer Johnson is going to be speaking to us tonight about how to lead supercharged challenge groups. And what I want to tell you about her is she's actually been using Shakeology for years. She had a great insanity transformation a couple years ago, and she didn't even know about coaching. And I actually met her through a free lead of mine because she's the cousin of a free lead that I got. So the reason I tell you all that is because, you know, once you become an Emerald coach, you're going to get free leads, and you just never know who you're going to meet. And Jennifer didn't even know about the coaching opportunity, even though she was using the product. So there are those people out there who are using the products, love the products, and don't know about this opportunity. And it's up to us to share about it, to invite them, to reach out to them. So I just wanted to share that because I'm just so grateful that she was brought into my life through one of my first free leads as an Emerald coach. So Jennifer is a diamond. She hit diamond about 7 or 8 weeks ago. She's also been in Success Club 10 for, I think it's 9 or 10 months. It's like she just hits it every single month. And the reason she does is because she is so passionate about what we have to offer and how we can help people. And you're just going to see that shine through. And she keeps it real. She tells it like it is, and she tells people, you need to do this, you need to come with me, and join me on this journey. And, you know, the thing I love about Jennifer is that she's just authentically herself. She is not afraid about what other people think. She is herself. She has fun. She is just real, like a breath of fresh air. And I'm just so excited to introduce her to you all tonight. I know you're going to get some great stuff out of here. So make sure that you have a pen and paper. You want to take notes because I want everyone on this team to be able to supercharge their challenge groups. And with that, I am going to hand it over.
Can you see me? Hello? Can you see me? This is so weird because I'm like talking to my computer. You can see me, yes, yes. Can you hear me? Okay. Hey everyone, it's Jennifer Johnson, and I can't tell you how fast my heart is beating right now. I'm so excited. And because we're talking about supercharged challenge groups, I thought I'd put on my my Richard Simmons wig for you guys because it's big and it's hairy, and I wore my sunglasses so you couldn't see where I was looking because I may have to refer to my notes. So, and you'll never know where I'm looking. So I am happy to be here. Thank you, Kendra, for that awesome introduction. And you said I keep it real. I'm always myself, and I come in costume talking to you guys tonight because it's 9 o'clock at night, and so maybe you just needed a little giggle. So I'm going to wear my wig the whole time, so you can see pictures on the screen what I look like. So welcome to the call. I'm hoping that you will get something out of this tonight that will help your challenge groups just go take them up a notch. So we'll get started. I want to first share a little bit about my story. Oh, I think I skipped a slide. So I started my fitness journey, like Kendra said, when I was 40, really. I had always been thin and athletic, and actually was called the skinny girl for most of my high school career. And I was athletic. I played basketball and I did some cheerleading, which was a disaster. But I had children, and I had my daughter when I was 28 and had my son 15 months later, and decided to be a stay-at-home mom. And so I had 2 little children, and we had the best time, and it was awesome. I don't really remember a lot of those years when they were both very little. And I worked in children's ministry, and so something you should know about me is I'm a little goofy, I'm a little geeky, I'm a little weird, but I'm just a big kid at heart. So I love staying at home with the kids. It kind of surprised me how much I love staying home, but like lots of stay-at-home moms, I just took the kids places and ate whatever I wanted, and I just noticed that every year I put on a little more weight and a little more weight, and I would try to exercise, but then I'd fall off the wagon. And so when I turned 38, I had my third child. So I had a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a newborn baby. And I had actually had a couple of miscarriages trying to get pregnant, so that's why it's a long period in there. So my hormones were all over the place, and so I had a baby when I was 38. And baby Faye, and she's just the light of all of our lives. She's hilarious, and we spend a lot of time together. And so the first 2 years of her life was me being at home with her a lot, and my 2 older kids and my husband doing games and traveling and doing all these things, and I would stay at home with the baby. And so I got depressed, and I got I don't know, I just kind of retreated, and there's some things that happened in my life and my family at the time. My husband had an injury and had to have a surgery, and found out he had a heart condition. I mean, there was a lot of things that happened in that time when I was pregnant and when I had my daughter that just kind of spiraled me down into a bit of a hole where I was sad and depressed and withdrawn and didn't want to get dressed and didn't want to go anywhere. And you gain weight with a baby anyway. So when I turned 40 and Faye was, about to turn 2, I remember looking in the mirror going, who is this person? I just lost my spark, and I'd lost my passion, and I was just existing day in and day out. I watched a lot of TV. I think I watched the entire Lost series in like 2 weeks or something. I would just watch episode after episode, sitting on the couch doing nothing, feeling sorry for myself and wallowing in my life, playing the victim. And so I remember after my 40th birthday, it was in November, and I looked in the mirror and I just thought, what am I doing? I feel like I'm out of control. I don't have any control. I was blaming everything on having this baby, and she's almost 2 years old. And so I just kind of snapped out of it and looked in the mirror, and I said, well, I can't control what I eat, and I can't control if I exercise or not. So I made an appointment, went to the doctor, and found out that I was about 35 pounds overweight and about 40% body fat, which I was shocked. I didn't know it had gotten quite that bad. And so they put me on a strict diet. I had weekly weigh-ins, and I lost the weight. And it was 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So this time of year was right when I started, because I remember that holiday fresh in my mind, because I didn't do the things that I normally would have done. I ate very, very small portions, and I was counting calories, and I was doing everything we tell our challengers to do. I was doing my Fitness Pal, and I was keeping track of everything, and I was losing 2 pounds a week. And so I dropped 20 pounds, and in the new year, come around January, February, and I saw Insanity infomercial, and like Kendra said, I ordered Insanity, and my inner athlete just was awakened. So I did the 60 days of Insanity, and I wore a bikini that summer of my 40th year on the beach. And I mean, I wore it. I had some muscles. I was feeling strong. I was feeling amazing. My kids could tell such a difference. They were telling me things like, Mom, I'm so proud of you, and it was just a total turnaround, because at one point my son said to me, or told a friend of ours, that I make him go play outside so I can sit and watch TV. And I got offended, and we had a little chuckle about it. Oh, that's not true. Who washes the dishes? Who cooks dinner? But it was true. I mean, I would send them outside to play so I could watch some more TV. And just in contrast to that, just recently, a few weeks ago, my daughter had an assignment in her class, and her teacher said, if you could switch places with anyone for one day, who would you switch places with? And my daughter was telling me this story, and she said, you know, I'm thinking she would pick a Disney star. I mean, whoever, I don't know, a YouTube person, because she watches YouTube all the time. But she said, Mom, I said you. And I said, you said me? And she said, yeah, I would switch places with you for one day so I would know what it feels like to be amazing. And I was just blown away. I mean, I've come so far, you know, I mean, she was proud of me, and there's like nothing in the world better than that. So I have a 14-year-old daughter, I have a 13-year-old son, and a 4-year-old daughter, Faye. And so my why, getting into this, and Kendra already shared how I got into being a coach, but I was so excited because my daughter is going to be starting kindergarten, and I was thinking about how am I going to make some money, because my husband is a business owner and he works long hours and he works very hard and he's very stressed out. And I wanted to contribute, and we have 3 kids, and my daughter's a freshman in high school, so we were thinking about college. So my big thing is I wanted to help him financially, especially thinking about 2 kids going to college, you know, back to back. So I'm happy to say today, 9 months into the business, that I have saved several $1,000s for my kids' college fund. And I've also paid for our fall break week-long trip in a fishing cabin with my parents. I paid for it with my Beachbody money that I made. So I'm so happy, and I'm so passionate about helping people with their own transformation. So let's talk about challenge groups. So why run a challenge group? If you do not love running challenge groups, I hope after this call you will be fired up about starting a challenge group with no fear or whatever, because I had no idea what I was doing, but I was excited about starting a challenge group because it reminded me of what happened with me. I thought, gosh, if I would have had a challenge group when I did Insanity, that would have been awesome, you know, and I just didn't have anybody but just this internal drive to regain control of my health and fitness. So why run challenge groups? To help people, obviously. That's my number one goal. So when I first did my first challenge group, I just did a post. I had about 100 replies, and I started making Success Club. I was a Success Club starter, so I obviously had some paid people from the beginning, and I put them in a group, and then I had 2 free groups. And I'll never forget this, because I had a group that said they like to run, and this was just after messaging every single person and getting in a conversation about where they were with their health and fitness and what they like to do and what they were doing and what was their plan. And if I formed this group, would they show up every day, and would it help them to check in, and would it help them to have meal plans, would it help them, and all this. So I had about 60 people that agreed to go on this journey with me. Some of them were paid, some of them were free. And I'm happy to say that most of those 60 people, if they weren't a paid customer at the beginning, they turned into customers, because of course my challenge group people had better results because they had a more set plan. So a lot of them were transferred into customers, and therefore, you know, month after month having new challenge groups. So that is awesome. So I built relationships, trust. So they got to know me as a coach. They got to know that I'm kind of goofy, and that how I get psyched up for my workouts, and music that I like to listen to. And I just shared everything, and probably more than they wanted to know. Just share, ask them questions, ask them what helped them, you know, all that stuff. So I built these awesome relationships and kind of started branding myself and what I wanted to be all about as a coach. And it was awesome to keep me accountable. So challenge groups are great if you're the coach, because you got to show up and you got to do your workout and you got to drink your shake and you got to drink your water and you got to have a plan. So it was awesome to keep me accountable. And also, now that I'm a diamond coach, all of those coaches under me came out of challenge groups. So it makes sense. And you can think of your challenge group as like a little mini training for coaches, right? So, and I just have such a great time in my challenge groups. So I want you to start thinking about your challenge groups like building a team. Okay? So it's football season, right? Everybody's like football crazy. I'm not so much, but I have some men that live in this house that are a man and a boy. So anyway, so if your challenge group is like a team, then you're the quarterback. And when you're building a team, what does a team do? They all have a common goal, and they all work together, building each other up, because you all want to reach the goal line, the end zone in football. You all want to hit the home run. You all want to get there together, and you have to kind of depend on your teammates, right? So if you think about your challenge groups as a team, interview the people you want on your team. There are going to be some people that reach out to you that aren't ready to be on the team. They don't want to come to practice. They just want to be in the end zone, jumping up and down and throwing the football down. You know, and you'll get a good sense of that. I mean, I've talked to challengers, they say, oh, what is this all about? And they're like, well, I don't really have time to exercise, and I don't like vegetables, and I won't drink a shake. And, you know, and you're like, good luck with that. It was nice talking to you, and I encourage you to, you know, I will keep up with you, but you're not going to be on my team, okay? Because you're not going to supercharge my challenge group. So you can be selective with who's on your team. I'm upfront with them. I said, if you're going to be on my team, then you got to show up for practice. You got to follow the rules. You have to be a person that is going to carry this team with me, okay? So you have to know if they're ready to commit. You have to know if they're understanding. So this is a process of conversation. This is the process of saying, what are your goals? What do you like to do? This is the conversation where you figure out if we have a program that's going to work for them, and if they are going to work in your team. And if they're not going to purchase a program, but they are exercising and they just need help with their nutrition or whatever, I'm all for putting people in your group. I mean, I'm all for helping everyone. So I like groups that have some free people and some paid people, because usually the people that haven't invested, they realize that they have to take that next step to be successful. So you have to know who you want on your team, first of all. Then, once you have your team, and what I like to do is invite pick my date first, about 3 weeks out. You know, invite. And I don't really invite 5 people a day. I do like a massive invite, 50 people in the first 2 days. And I pick these people from my list of people that have said no in the past, and people that I've met in the, you know, since my last challenge group. And I blast invites. And I send video invites. I send Facebook messages. I send emails. I do everything for the first 2 days, and then I start following up and I start initiating these conversations. And then 2 weeks before my start date, I start putting them in the group, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So if you want a supercharged team, which you've gotten your people and you have recruited your team, you have to be a supercharged quarterback. So a quarterback is someone that the team trusts. They believe in you, and you have to lead by example, be first on the field, work 3 times harder, inspire them with your words and actions, be positive, set the tone, and you're open, you're honest, you're real, and you recognize the key plays and the players, which it should say MVPs, not VIPs, and you bring the fun. So Shanti, my love, I love him. He's so motivational, so inspirational. I quote him all the time in my group. So now we're to the warm-up week. So we've recruited our team. We're the quarterback, and you want to do a warm-up week. If you want to supercharge your challenge group, you have to have a warm-up week, a prep week. You're stretching. You're getting fired up. You are setting the tone to start off strong. Okay, so you say, welcome to the team, and you start introducing yourself, and you start sharing stories, and you start sharing meal plans, and you start, this is key, I always have them write in their calendars when they're going to work out in the prep week, and sharing when they're going to work out, if they're going to work out in the morning, the afternoon, or whatever, and I have them write it on their calendar and set an appointment with themselves. So we all set our appointments. We all decide when we're going to go meal planning, when we're going to carve out the time. So it's setting everybody up for success before the group ever starts. And of course, very first thing, you go over the expectations, and really this should be gone over in your conversation before they ever decide to be on the team. They have to know what's expected of them and what they can expect from you. So this is an example of what I share with people on my teams and my groups. And it's just, I don't know if you guys can read it, but we're stronger together, just welcome to the team. And then I ask them to show up. I ask them to show up each day in the private Facebook group, and that means that's our practice field. I ask them to show up with their fitness program, Pushing Play, 5 to 6, 7 days a week. I ask them to show up with their eating plan, and I ask them to have patience and persistence with themselves and to have fun along the way. And so we're going to talk about the 5 points of the quarterback. So if you want to have a super-sized challenge group, you lead by example. And when I say lead by example, of course, you've heard it over and over again. Beachbody, be a product of the product. Yes, yes, yes. You have to do that because you're wanting them to be a product of the product and hopefully sign up and be a coach or be a lifetime customer. And so you show up. Like I post in the early morning, I want to be the first one on the field. I want to make sure that nobody is there before I show up. So I do a post in the early morning. I post again in the mid-afternoon. I post in and right before I go to bed. And when I say post, these posts are intentional to get engagement. Okay, so the morning is a check-in, and it sets the intention for the day. So you can talk about motivation, and so share something motivational. Ask them what motivates them. Always ask a question. This is and call it a morning check-in. And so then that encourages them to engage. So your morning people will check in the morning, and then in the afternoon is when I do my own accountability. And then by night you do another check-in. Rate your day. How did your day go? How did you do? What did you do well? What didn't go well? I mean, you can go any direction with the end of the day check-in, but it's encouraging them to engage. Don't just give them information. Don't just give them stuff to look at. Give them a chance to step up, to be a player, to tell you what they're doing, inspire each other with their own words. Okay, you're training them to become quarterbacks themselves, right? And you want them to be their own quarterback eventually. You know, you're just training them to be their own quarterback, their own cheerleader, to change their lifestyle. So, and this is your own accountability, so you need them as much as they need you. Let them know. I post in my group, like, I wanted to quit, and then I thought about you. I thought about my team, and I said, by golly, I'm going to do 3 more reps. So you let them know that you need them. Create that community. Create that teammate kind of feeling that you're all working together towards that goal. And reply and comment on every post that your teammates put. So if they post or if they comment on something, you are replying. You make sure they're heard and they're validated and they're valued. So every time they post, every time they comment, you're commenting back. So it's like a conversation that is supercharged and always going. Okay, so when they check in, you recheck in with them in the afternoon, or at night. If they have checked in, then you check in with them also. So it's kind of a two-way street there. Okay, so you set the tone for your team. And I know it's hard sometimes because, you know, we all wake up on the wrong side of the bed and have bad hair days and don't feel like being the quarterback. But this is what's great about a challenge group, because you got to dig deep and you got to pull it out somehow. So you set the tone, and I'm in a Brendan Bouchard course right now, and this is what he says. He says, be obsessed about these three things: your energy and attitude. You generate this. You don't wait on it to come to you. You generate it first thing in the morning. You say, I'm going to be full of energy. This is going to be a great day. It's full of possibilities. Whatever you have to do to get yourself totally psyched in the morning and have that energy, then do it. Be obsessed about it. And then second, be obsessed about your routines and your habits, that you are going to keep your appointment with your workouts. You're going to do these things and they will do the same. You are leading them to success. You're letting them follow you. And number three, be obsessed with your intentions for success for the whole group. Leave no man behind. So on Wednesdays are kind of my roll call, and I call it a roll call. So when you post on Wednesday, first thing, it's not a check-in on Wednesday, it's a roll call. Taking roll call. Who's with us? It's the middle of the week. Who's still out there? Check in. And if they haven't checked in, I write on their walls. I personal message them. Hey, just checking in. Where have you been? The team is missing you. We need you, and call it a roll call. That's kind of like, I'm here. You wouldn't just hear your name and then just not reply if you were looking at it, right? You're encouraging the back and forth. Roll call. Do you need a start over? Do you need a do-over? Do we need to huddle around you this time, get you pumped up? We're here for you. Just reassure them they are still part of this team, that you're not leaving them behind. And as soon as they check in, then you'll notice the other teammates they all jump. If someone says they're having a bad day, you'll see it. If someone gets sick or if someone gets hurt, they all just jump in and support, and they will not go away. They will stay. So don't leave your teammates behind. And if some people get lost, they drop out, the timing's not right, something happens, then you still, like, I write them down and I still check in with them, because when they are ready, when the timing is right, you want to be their coach. You want to be the quarterback. You want to be the one that gets to experience their transformation. So next, share your story and be real and be you. So you get to share yourself. They want to know who you are. They signed up with you. You're their coach. So share where you have been and share how you got to where you are. And so just be totally honest. I drank sweet tea by the gallons daily, drove through, bought the biggest big Sonic cup of sweet tea every day. So, I mean, when people say, I love sweet tea, I say, I hear you. I love sweet tea, so I had to go to half and half, and then I went to unsweet, and now I'm at water. Just kind of tell them tips, tricks that they need that will help them get to where they want to be. It's all about sharing. So, and then also encourage them to share their stories. What's helping them? How are they fighting? Talk a lot about being intentional with their eating. Mine was a huge mindset problem. So I overcame that with distraction and different things. So I just share everything that helped me. And that's why I love challenge groups, because I get to share what worked for me. And I just share something like I have during the week, like Monday motivation, Tuesday about Shakeology and nutrition, Wednesday is all about recognition, which we're going to talk about in a minute, recognition and celebration. Thursdays are I share recipes and things like that because the weekend's coming up, and Fridays is all about your workouts and celebrating that you made it to Friday. And I always super duper work out on Fridays because it's the weekend, and then you can go into the weekend feeling awesome. So I kind of have those little things in my mind that I post, and they kind of get in the rhythm of that. And so I'm being sure to add value in my group. And then I'm doing the check-ins in the morning and the end of the day check-ins, and I'm doing roll call. And so people are just, they're there, they're showing up, and it's really, really awesome. So recognition, this is my favorite part, because who doesn't love to be recognized? Who doesn't love to hear their name or see their name written down or to be celebrated? So pick Wednesdays in your group because it's midweek and you kind of get a little, it's called hump day for a reason. You got to get up the hill to get down the hill, right? So on Wednesdays, it's a fun day to do recognition. So shout outs in the group, and which I post on walls, and I do pictures, and I do crazy things. I might put on a wig or whatever. And then I also, for Abby was one of my first challengers. She's my husband's cousin, and she just killed the 21-day fix. Blew it away. And then she went on to do other programs, and she did PIO, and she's still doing great, and she's in her 50s. She was just so inspirational. And so you can make a card from Facebook pictures at CVS or Walmart or wherever, and just do a little photo card and send it to your super duper challengers, or you can mail them. Of course, it's a great idea to mail all your challengers a thank you note personally in the snail mail. Send a note to them telling them thank you for joining the team. And it can even be team oriented, thanks for being on the team. More ideas for recognition is you can have mini contests in your group, and they can run, during the week, and have your winners announced on Wednesdays. And so you don't have to put a lot of money in prizes and stuff like that. The prizes could be that you give a holla every day for a week. So like if your person wins, then every day for a week, you think of creative ways to holla out to your play. If you watch Big Brother this summer, you'll know what that means. Like, you can just say like special things in the group every day for that one person, and encourage the entire team for an entire week to holla for that one challenger, because they accomplished a non-scale victory. It can be anything. So just be creative, be inventive. You don't have to spend money to give prizes. So write on their wall so all their friends see that they won a contest, or that they give a holla on their wall too outside of the group, and then it gets buzz going with their other friends to know what's going on. And celebrate and give other giveaways like personal development books. Always share what you're reading in personal development, and encourage your challengers to read personal development. So you can always buy, like the Compound Effect is a great one for challengers, and give that away as a weekly prize. You can have mini contests like push-up contest, or who can hold the plank for the longest, or you can have all don't eat out for a week contest. You can just do all kinds of fun things. Share success stories. This is Amy. I don't know if she's on the call, but Amy, she's a coach now, and she just killed T25 and did Gamma and doing PIO. and doing P90. I mean, she started in one of my very original challenge groups and just rolled over. So make Wednesdays special. You know, make everybody excited for your Wednesdays to see what you're going to do and who you're going to recognize. And lastly, I just wanted to share to make some of my ideas for making things fun. I usually do a lot of fun things on the weekends because your engagement goes down on the weekends because people are with their families and they should be. And rest days can sometimes be on the weekends. And so I do funny jokes, I do funny pictures, I do I'm silly, make fun of myself more than anybody. But here are some ideas to make your challenge group supercharged and fun. You can do funny food facts, okay? So there's all kinds of, I don't know what happened to that, but that is like the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. You can find all kinds of things on the internet that are funny about food that people don't know, and some of it is about how you'll never eat ranch dressing again if you knew that they use the same whitening stuff that they put in sunscreen, you know, or that all raspberry flavoring comes from beaver anal glands. It's disgusting. So, you know, you can find out all kinds of things and share with your group. You can do a joke of the week. I like my daughter Faye to record a joke of the week, and you can post it in your group. And it's cute and it's fun. You can share funny videos from the internet. I don't know if you guys have seen the commercial from Kmart. I just shipped my pants. Have you seen that? It's funny. And you need to look it up on YouTube if you haven't seen it. It's Kmart, I just shipped my pants. Anyway, also silly Saturday dance contest. So a lot of times my family dances in the kitchen and we like to record it. And my son does really funny dance moves. So sometimes you can just do a dance one move and videotape it and put it in your group and ask them to share their favorite dance move. You can do video charades, and that's kind of like on movie night, on Friday or Saturday night. If you're watching a movie, then videotape you doing a charade. So like, this is movie, 2 words, and you can do, like, that would be Pretty Woman. You know, you could do a video charade, or you could play it like that game that has the buzzer where you can't say the actual name of the movie, but you can say other words. So if it's like Pretty Woman, then you would call it Beautiful Lady or something like that. Just a little game, a little contest that you can do. Shout out video challenges. These are fun. So you can say, I challenge Joy Gilliland to hold a plank for 1 minute, and then Joy has to challenge someone else. So it's kind of like the ice bucket challenge. So you shout out to one person, and then they challenge someone else in the group to either do the same thing or a different thing. And it can go through the weekend and kind of pass to all the different challengers in your group. And it's like super fun, and it can be fitness related or it can be eating related. I challenge you to eat 10 carrots in 30 seconds. You know, or I challenge you to get your husband to do 10 push-ups. I don't know. I mean, it could just be whatever your imagination takes you. It's just, these are your people. These are your team. So have a good time with them. I mean, it's just, the possibilities are endless. You just have to start thinking about what will get people's attention. I wore this wig tonight to get your attention. I put this on just for you because I knew it was memorable. So make your challenge group supercharged by asking questions, checking in, adding value, and making it super fun. So thank you so much for spending time with me, and I hope you got some really good information, maybe just one thing or something that clicked with you, and that's all I got. So, Kendra, what do I do now? Thank you. Does that mean, are there questions, or are we ready to go? Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Bye.